Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Raven here. Today we're going to do episode 4 of Heroes Adventures. Today we're going to do Jack's backstory, or not Jack, Eddie's backstory. I've got his sheet and his item right here, since his item for his power is a set. We are going to begin with 2 of the spiders, and every time we level up, we will gain an additional 1. And we, with Eddie, are beginning in the mountain caves. These are the mountains that are right is this the, yeah, so they're these mountains, the ones that are next to Power City, these ones right here. And so these are the mountain cave that Eddie's tribe lives in. And we will begin with, we'll say Eddie's tribe lives in this whole area. Right here is the whole village, and this is the whole underground cave system that runs throughout the entire mountain. And so as we are woken up by the village leader, who is our father, he tells us, Eddie, today's the day. Are you ready to receive your animalistic power from the ancient spirit? And Eddie we look at our father and say, yes, Father, I've been waiting for this day. Everyone in our tribe that is of age, except me so far, since I am last, has gotten their animal instinct already. I hope I awaken something great, like a wolf or a tiger, or I don't know, some kind of awesome animal. And our father looks at us and goes, well, whatever animal you awaken, the Great Spirit will make sure that it is the perfect fit for you. And as we are talking with our father, we are traveling. We'll say our house is like over in like this area, and then we'll travel to like the edge of the village, and let's see if anything happens while we're traveling to the edge of the village. 85, and so something positive happens. We'll say we run into a couple of our friends that already 2 of our friends, well, actually, we'll roll. We'll roll a d4. 3 of our friends. We run into 3 of our friends that already have an animal instinct. One has, we'll say, a deer, and she's got like cloven hooved legs and a little deer tail, and she's like so she can hop around, and she's like really fast and agile. The other friend, he has like reptile like skin and an extended mouth and jaw, and a tail like a alligator. And then the other friend, he has webbed hands and feet with a dorsal fin and sharp teeth, and he has the power of an orca whale. And as we see them, they just hang out and talk with us and follow us to watch our ritual with the Great Spirit. Let's roll real quick, just like everyone else, to see if we can control our power right off the bat or not. A 13, so we will have to learn how to control our power. And as we get to the area right here, we get into the building. Oh, well, not really the building. It's more like a open area within the cave that's like inside the wall. So it's like a built-in room in the side of the wall that's all carved in. And then as we get in, we notice that it's completely aligned with candles in the room that are floating in all directions. And then there is, on the bottom of the ground, carved into the rock, there is a circle, and inside the circle there is 2 triangles that are like this and like this, with the circle, and then the triangles have a line like that. And oh, you guys can't. There we go. Here, it's like triangle, circle with a line. And that's the magic symbol used to summon the Great Spirit. And as they activate the circle to summon the Great Spirit, when the circle activates, it ends up filling the room with a blast of air that puts out all the candles and shakes the cave system, vibrating the walls and making like a thunderous sound that is almost deafening. And all the candles drop to the ground as this spirit that is shaped like at first a vague shadowy humanoid shape, and then it starts like shifting and phasing through different animals, like wolf, tiger, bear, orca, eagle, leopard, lion. It just keeps switching through a bunch of different animals, and as it's switching through a bunch of different animals, the room fills with light as the Great Spirit reaches out its hand and touches Eddie on the chest. And as that happens, we see a vision, and we see the 3 gods and 3 goddesses, and they look and they go, "Oh, one from the mountain. So our messenger still sleeps there. Well, whatever he chooses for you is the best option. May the animal within become your power to bring either chaos or balance to this realm." And as they say that, the gods and goddesses reach their hands out, and Eddie reaches his hands out, and as their hands touch, he gets a vision of a amorphous type slime that is moving and slippering in and out of things. It's getting closer, and it's black with orange, and as he comes to, he sees the Great Spirit again in front of him as it stops phasing through animals, and it lands on a giant black and orange spider. And the spirit says, "Eddie, you have been chosen to be the bearer of arachnids. Congratulations, King of Spiders." And he goes back into a a non-physical form. He's incorporeal as the spirit shrinks and into a small black and orange spider, and then it poofs away and dissipates as the spider continues to crawl, and the light from the ancient spirit and the echoing sound from his summoning dissipates, and the spider crawls up our body and in through our ear and into our brain, and it becomes one with us as it slowly begins to speak inside of our mind, and it's muffled and can barely be heard. And now we'll do our first rolls to see if we can control it or not. And it's 5 rolls per day. We've got to get 3 consecutive of 50 or higher. So 46 is a fail. 45 is a fail. 20 is a fail, and 50 is a fail, 48 is a fail, and last roll 54 is a fail. So yeah, we're still not able to control it. We're not able to hear what the muffled sounds are either. But as the muffled sounds end, and since we're not able to control it, what happens is our power activates, and we end up growing a black and orange exoskeleton over our entire body, and then 4 spider legs sprout from our back, 2 from our shoulders, and 2 from like right above or around like the hip area. And then as this happens, we lose control and we end up attacking let's see, we got 4 people. We got our father and our 4 friends that are all there. So 2, it'll be one of our friends. Alright, we've got our sheet right here, and let's see. Alright, so we attack with each of the 4 legs for 1 combat point. And okay, so they do 1d6 or so. Okay, so 2d6 plus ham. So 2 and 6. And the reason I didn't roll for armor is because we're using the ADR, and all of our friends just have they'll have a basic 15, and we have a base attack of 27, which is why I didn't roll that. So let's see. Yeah, so that'll be 36. And so his 15 armor's gone, and then it'll take 16 of his 50 health. So, and that's with just one of the spider legs. So, we've got our notes all right here. Let's see. It's 50 there. Alright, so he's got 34 health. And then we attack with the second spider leg for oh yeah, I forgot to even apply our highest ability mod on that last attack. I only applied our base attack. Oops. So he takes 8 more damage. So he's actually at 28. And then 26. Yeah, so this one kills him because just our base damage is 27. So, let's see which one of our friends it was. Roll the 2 again, so we'll say it was the orca friend. And as we lose control and our exoskeleton grows over our body, 2 of our spider legs just like reach out and pierce right through our orca friend. One through his chest and one like upper cuts him like through his mouth and jaw and up through his head. And then we just like rip them out, and he ends up falling to the ground, causing our other 2 friends and our dad to scream and panic and run away. And they are going to go and alarm the everyone else in the city, since our dad's the chieftain, and he's going to alarm everyone and tell them to like lock their doors, get to safety, stuff like that. And he's going to get the guard to come and help him take care of us. Let's roll a d6 to see how long it'll take the guard. Okay, so it'll take the guard 2 rounds. And it'll take our dad and the guard 2 rounds to get to us. And we're right here, we can move. Let's see our speed, because each square's 10 feet. Normally each square is 10 feet, but this is our whole village, so we'll say each square is 100 feet. And we have, I think, a movement of 60. Yeah, we have a movement of 60. And so we can move 1 square at a time right now. And let's roll randomly, since we're not in control. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we're going to go this way as we come out of the Great Spirit Summoning Room, and that is 1 round. As we come out, we don't really see or notice anything, since we're not really in control of ourselves right now. But everyone is panicking and running away as they see us losing control and roaring and stampeding out of the cave on our giant spider legs that have sprouted from our back. And as people are running into their houses, let's see, 4. Okay, so we are walking, and then we end up crawling up on round 2. We're not inside, but we end up 1, 2, 3. No, we go this way. So we end up going this way as we are following, we'll say we're following the screams of people that have yet to get in their houses or huts or whatever in this direction. And our house is here, we'll say the guards and stuff hut and is like over in the other square by our house, and then there's like a guard tower in the other square since our dad's the village leader. And now that it's round 2, the guards and our dad have gotten to us. And let's do stats real quick for the guards and our dad. We will do, let's see, the guards will have an armor of 30, health of 100, fortitude 7, reflex 9, and will 8, with a base attack of 15, and that'll be the guards. And then our dad, since he's the chief, will give him an armor of 50, health 300, fortitude of 20, reflex 25, will of 22, and a base attack of 30. Alright, so we got that all marked down for guards and dad. And then let's roll to see how many elite guards he brought with him. We'll roll a d6. More than one. It took him 2 rounds. Okay, so 4. So he's got 4 elite guards with him. Let's see who goes first. We'll roll percentiles. Low, they go first. High, we go first. And that is a 1. So they go first. Alright, so let's see. Alright, we have an armor of, 42 and a health of 35, so let's note this real quick. Age is 35, and our armor is... Alright, so they will... The one Alright, let's mark 4 guards. So the first guard is going to spend all 3 of his combat points on different things. One, he's going to activate the eyes of the wolf, allowing him to see in darkness. His second combat point, he's going to activate complete senses of the wolf, which heightens his smell and hearing and all agility, all that good stuff. And then he is, for his last combat point, going to jump up at us and swipe for a claw attack. And he's got his base of 15. And then his claw does 2d6. 1, 2, so 4. And then we'll say his highest ability mod is a 10. So plus 14. So 29. That'll bring our armor for the turn, or until, because our armor re-heals at the beginning of each round, so. Right, so, alright, our armor is at that much. Is that, if I did that right, it's at like 13-ish. Yeah. And then the next guard is after, so that, as he like activates the eyes of the wolf and then the senses of the wolf, and he starts like growing hair all over his body and claws and fangs, and he grows a tail, and he like jumps and pounces towards us and gives us one big swiping claw that like cracks the exoskeleton across our face as it like slams us to the ground. And then we like stand back up as the ground's like all broken apart, and there's dust beginning to settle. The other guard attacks, and let's figure out what he's got real quick. So we'll say this guard is a praying mantis, and his highest mod will be, we'll just also stick with a 10 for him, for ease sake, for all the elite guards. And same thing for him, he'll spend 1 combat point to activate his praying mantis sight, which grants him magical darkness sight. And then he'll activate his praying mantis senses, which greatly enhances his hearing and the range of his sight. And then he will activate his mantis strike, attack as he lunges forward and like goes to throw his arm for a punch, and his arm morphs and transforms into the arm of a mantis, and it grabs us by the back of the neck in between the shoulders, that's like in between the spider legs, and it just like crushes and then rips across, and his does we'll say 4d6. So 6, 11, 12, and 16 plus the 10, so 26. So yeah, that'll shatter our exoskeleton. Well, actually it doesn't, because I'm pretty sure our exoskeleton gives us a damage threshold. Yeah, it's got a damage threshold. So it takes no damage until they can beat its damage threshold. The cracking and stuff is just for flavor text for the scene. That'll drop that would drop our armor down to nothing, but now that I remember that we have a damage threshold, that don't even matter, because unless they can meet the damage threshold, it does absolutely nothing. And the armor's damage threshold currently is 85. So as he notices that he can like feel the armor break and crack and like split open as he peels his arm back, his praying mantis arm, and then he like turns it back into a human arm. And then as that happens, the exoskeleton just like regrows itself and like repairs all the cracks and breaks and like recoats itself around our body, and we begin to like scream and roar and make ticking spider sounds as we get angry. And then as the other two guards notice this, they are going to use a combination attack, and they're going to both spend 1 combat point each to activate their powers. So we'll say one is a scorpion, and he'll activate his eyes to get magic sight, and then he'll activate his exoskeleton, which will give him a damage threshold of 30, and then the other one will be a mole, and he'll activate his eyes to give him magical darkness sight, and then he'll activate his senses to give him super smell and like feel, and the ability to like burrow into the ground. and then they're both going to use their last combat point to do a combination attack. And the Scorpion, he's going to spend a combat point to create and grow a scorpion tail. And as he's doing that, the mole guy is going to rip up a bunch of earth, and then the Scorpion is going to coat the earth in his poison that makes a creature's speed get reduced by half. And then as he coats the earth in his poison, the mole guy shapes the earth and to a bunch of small spikes that are coated in this poison before shooting the spikes forward. And this does 10d6, 5 for each, so 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 34, 39, and 44, 42, 44, 44, plus their 10, so 54, 64, and then plus their 15, so 64, 79, and 89. Alright, so their combination attack, because I'm pretty sure, yes, our damage threshold is 85, so their 89 meets, has to either meet or go above the damage threshold, and then all of it goes through. So the 89, the poison-covered spikes batter us as they begin to shoot us, and it begins to break apart and shatter our exoskeleton. So let's do this math real quick. 9, 10, 11, 12, so 3, so. Alright, so yeah, and then so that'll shatter our armor, definitely, and then yeah, and then it goes over, okay, and then it goes over our health. So as they do this combination attack, it shatters our armor completely, and we end up blacking out, and we fall faint to the ground, and that is where we will leave off for today's session, as they are picking us up and taking us home and bandaging us and all that good stuff. and we will wake up next time learning about what happened and trying to learn how to control our powers. Thank you all, and join us next time on Heroes Adventures.